Hey, this is a Purple Charger, and this video response is why nationalism fails. And any form of nationalism, whether it be national pride or racial pride, it only induces more racism and hate. Before we get started, I think it's important that we need to know what nationalism is. According to the Webster Dictionary, nationalism is loyalty and devotion to a nation, especially a sense of national consciousness, exalting one's nation above all others and placing primary emphasis on promotion of its culture and interests as opposed to those of nations or supranational groups. Nationalism is just basically an evil that people haven't fully been able to get over. Nationalism is solely responsible for World War I and II. World War I, nationalism was sparked because the European powers were so full of themselves and entangled in alliances. When one finally pulled the trigger, all of them fell in, and national pride is also directly responsible for World War II through fascism. Nationalism, unlike what this video seems to proclaim, does not cause freedom. Freedom is caused by the will to be free, and what nationalism does is promotes you to be free because you are better than everyone else. Your national pride and your ethnic group is somehow superior, and that's why nationalism doesn't work, because nationalism is racism. It's a watered down version of racism. It's a racism that you don't necessarily go out after other people. It's a very soft form of racism where you proliferate that you're better than someone else. As the definition even says, it's placing primary emphasis on you and your beliefs, and you're exalting your beliefs, your national beliefs, your racial beliefs, whatever that happens to be, above everyone else's. That's racism. That's basically what nationalism is. It's a soft form of racism. And that's why nationalism fails, because it's promoting you over someone else. You're not caring about the world. You're not caring about humanity. You're not caring about the general broad scope of things. You're concerned with what you are familiar with. You're concerned with no one but what you're familiar with. You're afraid to do what it takes to get your views seen. And that is why nationalism failed. Was there nationalism necessarily when India demanded freedom from Britain, when Gandhi sat in? Probably, there was some. But the main push behind that was the will to be free, to have independence. It wasn't some grandeur that India had, that they were somehow better than Britain, therefore they needed to be free. It was the willingness to be free from the British Empire. And that's why freedom is something that should be fought for. Freedom is something that should be advanced, not nationalism. And that ends it for me.